Later this hour. Let's talk politics. Let's talk those big political stories of the day. Alys Watson Brown, a political commentator with Young Voices UK, joins us now. Good evening to you, Alys.
Good evening to you. Thank you for having me on.
Now, I don't know if you are a commentator on any other broadcasting, on any other radio station, so maybe the BBC, maybe Times Radio, but you don't get the chat that Ash and I have on any of those radio stations. I tell you that right now, Alys.
Get that.
Absolutely not. This is quality nighttime listening.
Exactly. Well, I wouldn't say that, but... You know,
No, it is. Let's say it as it is. Ash, don't be modest.
It's different, yeah.
Let's say it as it is.
We say it how it is.
I mean, today...
We don't flannel around.
Today programme, they're looking at us.
Yeah, and they're going, this is how we should be doing it these days.
This is what we should be doing.
Yeah, and they should be. Yeah.
Come on, Nick Robinson. Get with it.
Yeah, you can't compare to the Today programme. That's just boring.
It is.
Thank you, Alys. We need more of you on here. Oh, let's talk, though. This is something they have been talking about on BBC Radio 4, I have to say. Rishi Sunak and the details of his wife and the tax that she's not paying illegally. I have to add, there's no illegal carryings-ons here, but
it's immoral.
It's immoral, so says Alys. What's going on there? Why is she making the headlines?
Yeah, I mean, it may be immoral and it might be politically stupid from Rishi Sunak's perspective, but there's one thing we do need to remember, in that he's not kept this a secret. When Rishi Sunak was initially made a minister, he declared that his wife was non-dom status.
Before he was made a chancellor.
Well, why has it just come out then?
Before he was made chancellor.
What have we just found out then?
Because there have been reports, and I sort of agree with this, that Boris Johnson himself has sort of plugged this into the press in the context that Rishi Sunak's budget didn't really go down very well. The cost of living shot up. People are far more concerned about money. The popularity of the furlough doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And Rishi Sunak has kind of, for a chance, has owned his wealth. He hasn't, shone away from the fact that he is incredibly, incredibly wealthy, more so than the Prime Minister himself. And I think this is pure optics. It's politics. And I think with the non-dom status, yes, there are certain if you look at it in the sense that how it compares to the average citizen of this country, yes, you could argue it is immoral. But George Osborne previously did change the rules about who could be non-dom status and things. But actually, considering the economic state that we're in, we can't necessarily really afford to banish wealthy foreign nationals from investing in our own economy. I mean, cities like Italy and Portugal are really trying to attract rich foreign nationals to come and live there and settle there. I don't see it, London...
But we don't get the trickle down. I mean, she made 11 million dividends from Indian companies and we didn't get a penny of that.
No, I agree. I'm not denying
and yet we're all paying 1.5% more because of her husband.
And I think that's why the optics of it have hit Rishi Sunak's image very harshly, because of the context of the living crisis.
I mean, Alys, if you think about it, we would like some support when it comes to the bills that we're paying, energy prices. I wonder how much money that the Chancellor could have got from his own wife if she was a UK citizen living here.
Which she is living here.
She says she's not. She's not. She lives in India.
Not living with Rishi. I mean,
no.
The thing is,
not enough to pay tax. That's what this conversation is about.
Well, she's lived here since 2014, so I believe.
It's because she's got these businesses in India, but the non-dom thing is meant to be if you're not thinking of permanently living here, but obviously she is, because her husband's maybe going to run for prime. He's in a very important position. She's permanently living here, but yet she's using a loophole to say, well,
that money. The dividends from that 11.6 million, that could have been really helpful to British citizens.
And that's
right
every
now.
year as well.
I think the point is, this has been a continuous entity that's been going on ever since Rishi Sunak's been in office. But I think, as I said earlier, I think it is all about political image. It is just purely politics. And whilst the aides for number 10 and number 11 Downing Street, it's just there is no bad blood between the Chancellor and the Prime Minister. I think this is purely because the Prime Minister can't stand to not be liked. And for so long, Rishi Sunak had this sort of golden boy, PM in waiting image around him. And I think this is the perfect storm.
So you really think this is Boris Johnson's behind this?
Well, I suppose I wouldn't say... I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
His fans, maybe his supporters.
Yeah, I don't think Boris Johnson would be disappointed if Rishi Sunak's ratings went down and his went up.
Okay, well, let's talk about the other big story of the day. Boris Johnson announcing that energy strategy. That this is going to be, or we hoped it was going to be, the answer to the energy crisis we're seeing right now in terms of the prices that we're paying, going up and up, going to go up again in October. What did you make of that? The answer, central to his plan, is nuclear power.
I'm personally very happy about the nuclear power. I think we've been far too slow to admit that it is such a valuable tool that we have. And it is such a shame that it's taken the war with Ukraine for the Prime Minister to actually reach a comprehensive plan about energy and self-sufficiency and renewable energy, rather than just continuously backing the sort of virtue signalling net zero narratives about heat pumps, which are vastly costly and don't, by all accounts, actually work. And going back to nuclear, if you look at France, so I think 72% of their electricity is generated by nuclear, and they make billions of euros per year.
And they own our ones as well.
Same with Sweden. Yeah, and I think this is a really positive step. And I think I have never understood why the sort of ultra green activists have been so against nuclear energy, because it's promoting a market economy as well. And obviously, for a lot of people, nuclear is a buzzword. It reminds people of horrible historical instances that have amounted to, a tragic loss of lives. But I think, as I was saying on your show earlier, one of your guests, we have huge safety regulatory policies in place. And, with the inflection of time, we've learnt since then. So I think this is a very positive direction. And I think I'm happy that the Prime Minister has firmly taken a stance on nuclear energy.
But nothing that will help people now.
There's no quick fix to what's happening now. What's happening now is a symptom of the fact that we've been so over-reliant on Russian gas, and not just reliant on gas, but not utilising our own resources in the way that we could have, like, for example, America have been doing. And we've just been, relying on gas far too much, not thinking about the geopolitical consequences. We've had, since the annexation of Crimea, to probably think about the implications if the situation in Russia worsened that it has, and we did nothing. Instead, we were, trying to make ordinary families install heat pumps into homes that aren't compatible, and aren't exactly going to work and keep people warm. And people are now at the stage where they have to choose between heating their homes or putting food on the table. This is a symptom of a long-term deficit in our energy policy. And it's shameful that it's taken this, as I said, to come up with a comprehensive plan, but at least 90% of the plan is welcomed.
Okay, good point. Alys Watson Brown from Young Voices UK, good talking to you. We are better than the Today programme. Not us saying that, Alys Watson Brown.
Yeah, man. Brilliant.
If we ever work together, that's going to be our tagline.
Yeah.
Better than Today programme.